Well, here we go again. Our Matters of Faith segment is bringing you some of the biggest name in gospel music. Please welcome a young lady who is certainly an icon in her own right. No introduction, if you will, for Miss Vickie Winans.
First of all that whole front was wrong. First of all, she said, a young lady. Let's just start with that.
Of course, young.
Let's address that.
Okay, let's address that.
No, I am not a young lady.
Okay, I
am, and I know I will be 60.
And obviously, holding it down, as we say, very, very well. One thing's for certain: you have been able to inspire so many women who truly are trying to find themselves. What are you doing to maintain this incredible girlish figure here?
This what, honey?
Girlish figure. I remember when...
I'm just a girl with a figure.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah, however shape it come in. And so, and you know, they got all kind of things, Spanxes and things that you
I understand and can relate to that too. Definitely.
But the Lord has been good. But I've decided that I was going to eat right, especially after my mom passed with diabetes. So for the last actually 8 to 9, 10 months now, I've been eating Subway.
Really?
Fresh Subway sandwiches.
So Jared's not the only one that understands that whole concept.
Yeah, well, I mean, it really doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that wheat bread and spinach and tomatoes and lettuce and turkey, it's just something good for you to eat.
And it's good for you.
But it's all, it's good for you, but it's all that cheese, it's all the rest of that stuff that you can cook up on there to make it a little bit. But it's all fresh. And it makes me feel good. When I eat anything else, I get so sluggish, and I can't afford to. This is my 4th show straight in 4 different cities. And I got one more tomorrow. And then I would have done 5 shows this week, this week alone.
Speaking of which, I know that a lot of people consider the Godfather of Soul the hardest working man in show business. No doubt. Is it okay for me to say that you have to be the hardest working woman in gospel? Is that okay?
That's what they've been saying for a little bit. They've been saying that. That's what they say. I told them, I said, you know, people get such pretty names, like my girl Dorinda, she's the Rose of Gospel, and then they have the Prince of Praise for Byron Cage. People get such beautiful names. The First Lady of Gospel is Shirley Caesar, and the Queen of Gospel was Mama Albertina Walker. Me, the hardest working woman.
But you earned it.
Come on.
You earned it. With 200 shows and you telling us that you will move into your 4th show in just a day or so, no doubt you have earned it. But
tonight is the 4th show.
Absolutely. One thing's for certain, you mentioned Shirley Caesar. One thing's for certain with you regrouping and getting with your son and your nephew, I believe it is, definitely with your new song that you have out, How I Got Over. This ain't your father's Rock of Ages.
No. It's I try to keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on because you know you have to try to keep it as middle of the road. I guess I think I'm kind of like the kind of person that kids like, young people like, which I like that fact because I don't want to be categorized as an older woman or somebody put me in I want to always be, you know, down with the kids. You know, my sons keep me, you know, youthful. And
on Facebook and Twitter, I was happy to see that you retweeted a message I sent yesterday. You did. I said Vickie Winans will soon be in the city of Mobile. And it's all a buzz. That was me. I'm Varion Walton. Absolutely. So I was very thrilled this morning to see that. The last of 2 questions. When you talk about your son and your nephew and staying relevant in the industry, where do you think gospel music is going? It's just been interesting to watch our father's Rock of Ages kind of take a back seat to being very contemporary.
Well, I won't say it's taking a back seat. It's just that they're just letting it sit back there. It's you know, like me, I'm so cutting edge, you know, like who in the name of God would have put How I Got Over with a scat? I mean, who would even think to do that?
Vickie Winans.
Right. So, and then it keeps it so, it's like, you know, and my nephew Tim Bowman Jr., who's Scap Dabby Doo Bop, that's what they call him, his brand new song. So he returned the favor. Now I'm singing on his new single, He Will, which is just now out and on iTunes, and everybody just got to get it because it's so hot. But Tim Bowman is 22 years old, but he's so bad. It just don't make no sense. But being around me and letting me help him, teach him, you can't always, you get at least 10 chances on a CD. And if you miss with the contemporary, at least you'll have something you can sing in church. So this is what I tell artists: give them something that you can do, either sing in church or it might can do like the Mary Mary. I love Mary Mary songs.
Absolutely.
I love Kirk Franklin songs, but then I also love Shirley Caesar, and I love quartet. I just love music. We did the labeling. The word is music. We labeled it how we wanted to label it.
Well, that's the final question. When you talk about labels, let's just run them down. Actress, businesswoman, should I say savvy businesswoman, because you do all of those bookings, 200 a year yourself, absolutely.
I do.
And
because it doesn't make sense to pay somebody 20% and somebody looking for me.
who better to represent you than you?
Answer the phone.
Absolutely. So what is the title? Last question. What's the last title that you're hoping to conquer? What's left for Vickie Winans to conquer?
Oh, we're leaving out on the 30th to go to meet with companies for my movie. The script is just that good. They want us to come out. And it's huge.
Well, you heard it here first. Matters of Faith.
Coconut did that one. Now, I have two sons.
Okay.
Mario is the one that did I Don't Want to Know. That's Mario. He was P. Diddy's producer.
Okay.
And then Coconut, and he's going into film production. He did a CD too, and he's traveling 40 cities around the country with Laura Bush and Colin Powell. He's doing too much. And then, so both of my sons, but Coconut, I wrote the story, he wrote the script. And we sent it out to a Hollywood script reader, and she went bananas. And so Coconut's about to have a baby, so she wanted us to come out there between, just as soon as we could, so we can get going on it.
So are you in the starring role? And that's the last question.
I am in the starring role.
Absolutely.
And the movie is, girl, you are going to, first of all, it's hilarious.
Oh, of course it has to be with you.
It's a story about a woman. Her name is Grace Avery, and I can't say it all, but she's a kleptomaniac. She goes to jail. She comes out of jail, and then she can't get a job, and so they start this Grace and Brown show on the street, and so she goes on and she wins $1 million, and she goes back and get people from homeless. So it's basically a homeless type story. And so her name is Grace Avery, and the movie is called Amazing Grace.
Well, we are definitely looking forward to it. Ms. Vickie Winans, thank you so much for giving us just a few minutes of your time.
And thank you.
And God bless you with all of your endeavors in the future. Again, you're watching Matters of Faith with Varion Walton.